But let's talk about some of these rookies that are stepped up because, and I saw a tweet this morning. I actually saw it this morning from Dave Lombardi, and it was alluding to the fact that there are a lot of contributors, with from the 49ers, young players and guys that they've drafted. I do think that there's this false narrative that's out there that the 49ers don't draft well. I don't think it's true. I think that I'll tell you what the issue is. But I think that if you just look at the 49ers and guys, they just draft picks, they haven't either hit or missed any more or less than anyone else. Again, I'll repeat that. You look at the 49ers draft picks as a whole since 2017. I don't think they've hit or missed more than anyone else. Now, if there is an issue, with the way that they've drafted, I do think ideally you would like to see them hit more on early round picks. But again, there's no like science to like everybody hits and misses on. I think it's 50% hit rate in the first round. So if you look at the 49ers throughout this time on their first round picks and the guys they've hit on or missed on or guys that they've had like be legit starters, it probably evens out with the rest of the NFL. I think where they're doing a really good job and where we could point to this is mid rounds. And I think that's the issue. Most people would like the 49ers mid round picks. They want the 49ers to have as much success as they're having with mid round picks as they are with early round picks. But even then, that's kind of a false narrative because you just have more mid round picks. If I have, which I think they drafted 3 or 4 guys in the 5th round. If I'm drafting 4 guys in the 5th round, right? Draft 4 guys in the 5th round, and 2 of them are good, but I only have 1 shot at someone early on, I just have more opportunity for one of these guys to be good. So 49ers, their day 3 picks, they have so many picks. So if they have 2 or 3 of these guys that end up being contributors, but then my first round pick isn't, it's like, well, I have way more opportunity for guys to be contributors. And I think that's what people are seeing. So they're saying, well, the 49ers are better with late rounds. And I would say, if you probably looked into like a lot of the numbers, most NFL teams have more success with later round picks than first round picks because you just have more shots at it. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong with that. Now, I will say that the 49ers really are doing a good job of getting contributions from some of these later round picks or even undrafted sometimes. So obviously you look at Elijah Mitchell and what he's doing as opposed to Trey Sermon. It's whatever, but Mitchell is having a great year. I put out a tweet. I actually saw our guy Jimmy Ward post this to his Instagram story, but I put out this tweet about Elijah Mitchell, and he's 300 yards shy of 1,000 yards, and he's missed 3 games. And now he's getting the touches, he's getting the opportunities, but he's missed 3 games, 3 yards shy of 1,000 yards, and we have 6 games to go. Like, he's going to be a legit 1,200 yard rusher, and that's with him missing 3 games. I think, Trey Sermon, he's just not as good as him, and that's fine. You got a better guy in the 6th round than you did with your guy in the 3rd round. I think the issue is most people will be like, well, why draft him in the 3rd round? But there's just misses. There's just misses. Now, hopefully they learn from that. Dude, stop taking – this is what the 49ers need to stop doing. And I'm typically not one to tell them what they need to stop doing. But this is what they need to stop doing. Stop taking fucking running backs high. All right? Don't waste no 4th round picks on no running backs. Don't waste no 3rd round picks on no running backs. Don't do it 6th round undrafted all day. Those are the guys that you have contributing most. Don't go out to free agency and make Jerick McKinnon, one of the higher paid running backs, or Tevin Coleman. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Just 6th round, 7th round, undrafted. Get your running backs in that time. Now, I agree with my guy, Farting Roses. Sermon looks serviceable, but he don't look elite. And it's like, yeah, Sermon is serviceable. They don't want to play him for whatever reason, whatever. But I know one thing. He doesn't run as well as Elijah Mitchell. He doesn't. So, this is a good one. Maybe late guys are hungrier than these top guys. That's not what I wanted to click on. Where's the one I wanted to click on? or maybe that was it. I thought Hungary said Algier. But yeah. So let's talk about Talanoa Hufanga and what he's doing. And again, my biggest thing, especially for rookies early on, is are you contributing? Can you play? Like, do we see, moving forward? Okay, we got something here, right? So if you look at Elijah Mitchell, I think we know like there's a chance Elijah Mitchell's a star. Now, is Elijah Mitchell more of a star because of the scheme, the run blocking, the creativity within the run game? Probably, right? Uh, is he just far and away the best rookie running back? He's having the most production, right? I do think where he plays helps him, but at the end of the day, he's a fit. He fits with what they want to do, and he fits it to a T. And he's getting better it almost like every game that he plays, he gets better. Now just stay healthy. Talanoa Hufanga. Again, we're talking about contributors. All right, Hufanga is doing a really good job of contributing. Whether it's in 3 safety looks or whether he has to fill in for somebody, are there times where he might get beat? Okay. But like my guy Chris said before, let rookies learn. And they're going to make mistakes. He's made some mistakes. I'll say this. Whatever mistake he made against the Arizona Cardinals where they matched him up with Christian Kirk in space and they got the 50-yard pass on him, it ain't happened since. And he's been playing. He's out there. He's getting snaps. And it hasn't happened. So did you learn from it? You know what I'm saying? Like we look at these things and it's like when it happens, we point it out. But what about when it doesn't happen? Who's pointing it out? Right? I'm pointing it out. That's who, Eric Crocker, man. All right. So Hufanga, we all point out, we all talked about, the missed tackle. Oh man, he got outran by James Conner for the touchdown, right? Like, man, okay, limitations, this and that. Where have those limitations been the last couple of weeks? So again, at some point, maybe it'll pop up, but is it something with Hufanga to where it's going to be an issue on a game-to-game basis? Maybe not. Maybe not. And is it because he's a late round pick that people don't talk about the upside with him, or if he's going to continue to get better? If he was a first round pick, I think people will be like, oh no, don't worry about it. He's going to fix that. He's going to get better. He's going to keep getting better. When you're a 5th round pick, 6th round pick, it's like, he just is what he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give it some time. But Hufanga, I like what he's seeing, right? And he's contributing. He is a part of this winning streak. He is contributing to a win. So that's a late round pick doing his thing. Obviously, Elijah Mitchell doing his thing. When it comes to Juwan Jennings, now I get it. He was a late round pick the year before, but he is contributing. Juwan Jennings, another guy, he's contributing. And, that catch he had on the first drive, I believe it was, big time. Can he be a Kendrick Bourne? Right? Kendrick Bourne, it took some time for Kendrick Bourne. I believe Kendrick Bourne, as an undrafted rookie free agent, did not start really contributing until like after week 10, his rookie year. And he started contributing. Then he got better as the years went on. Now, obviously, this isn't Juwan Jennings' rookie year. This is his 2nd year, but I mean, might as well be his rookie year because he was on the shelf the whole first year, quad injury, whatever it was. All right. So I'm curious to see how Juwan Jennings continues to develop. I think that you watch that route he ran on the near touchdown. That was a good route. I didn't think he really had it in him, but that's a good big guy moving. And I thought it was a good route. The way he set it up with patience. That's probably how he's going to have to win. I think Juwan Jennings can be a legit wide receiver 3. There were some things where, he's coming out and it's like, man, this might be Brandon Marshall. It ain't no goddamn Brandon Marshall. It ain't. Brandon Marshall is 6'5", 6'6", like 230 pounds, ran faster, more. I mean, Brandon Marshall might be the most underrated receiver in NFL history. You should look at some Brandon Marshall numbers for how people talk about Brandon Marshall. Might be the most underrated receiver in NFL history. But anyways, Juwan Jennings, he ain't Brandon Marshall. But I do think there's a role for him in the sense of kind of what Kendrick Bourne was to the 49ers. I don't think he's quite the separator. So here's the thing. When you have a receiver like that, you can't compare him. You can't compare Juwan Jennings to Kendrick Bourne in the sense of how it looks. It's going to look different. You have to compare the two within just their importance to the offense. I think when you look at it from that standpoint, yeah. Don't think Juwan Jennings is my Crabtree. Crabtree was definitely more fluid. Now, Crabtree wasn't fast. He wasn't fast. Crabtree was definitely more of a separator. Hands was terrific. Crabtree is more like Kendrick Bourne on steroids. I wouldn't even say that. He's just Crabtree better than Kendrick Bourne, but at what they do, which fluid movers, easy separation, catch the ball, hands, maybe not as fast, but I do think Crabtree was a better version of what Kendrick Bourne is. Crabtree's like the first round version of that. Even though I think in a redraft, Crabtree maybe would have went third round, second round. All right. But definitely getting some contributions from our guy, Juwan Jennings. I do think that, still the things that continue to be like huge question marks and trying to see where they're going moving forward with this is Aaron Banks. Again, second round pick for a guard, that's supposed to be plug and play. So if I am going to be critical of one pick, it's definitely the Aaron Banks pick. I mean, that's supposed to be plug and play, baby. And when you look at the 49ers and kind of how everything's kind of played out with their draft picks, their first four guys just aren't playing. Now, again, Trey Lance, we know why Trey Lance isn't playing. It was never in his cards to play this year unless he came out looking like Patrick Mahomes. Damn, I just drip water everywhere. It was never in his cards to play. But they say Crabtree because Jennings wears 15. Maybe that's what it is. But it was never in Trey Lance's cards to play this year. But the other three guys that just not play, you would like to see better. But again, even though those next three guys, Aaron Banks, Trey Sermon, Ambry Thomas, they're not playing, but at least you're getting contributions from the other guys that were later round picks.